joining us. Here are the major stories that we're tracking that you need to know about today. In a late-night City Council meeting, the Chico City Council decided on changes to prevent a situation in which one district could be without a representative for 2 years. The meeting, which began Tuesday evening, lasted past midnight as discussions and clarification was sought on this issue. Action News Now reporter Jafet Serrato has been covering. We'll have the very latest on these developments coming up on Action News Now at noon. Developing overnight, an investigation is in full swing now after a deadly law enforcement-involved shooting in Ono in Shasta County. A person drove off an embankment and into a ditch near Platina Road Tuesday afternoon, but then at some point, a Shasta County deputy opened fire, shooting and killing that person. Action News Now is working to learn more information about the incident. New this morning, several people are behind bars after a parole sweep across southern Shasta County Tuesday. Officers seized 2 firearms, 1 pound of meth, and about a ½ pound of heroin. Police say over 50 people were involved in this operation. 9 were arrested on warrants and 9 arrested on fresh charges. Protecting California water and restoring habitat for endangered species. That's the goal of a proposed plan from Governor Gavin Newsom that would keep more water in the San Joaquin River Delta. Mr. Newsom says the proposal would restore 60,000 acres of Delta habitat and generate more than $5 billion in funding for environmental improvements aimed partially at doubling the state's salmon population. And this morning, the coronavirus issue coming closer to home as you are taking a live look from Travis Air Force Base in Solano County, just right down the road from us, as evacuees will be quarantined and housed here at Travis Air Force Base. 2 of the planes which left Wuhan, China, have now landed at Travis Air Force Base. Authorities at the base say that this quarantine is strictly preventative and no new cases of the coronavirus have been discovered. The Centers for Disease Control will be holding a press conference this morning at Travis Air Force Base shortly after 10 with the very latest on the conditions of those on board the planes and what those conditions will be regarding the quarantines. It is the final day in President Trump's impeachment trial. After months of impeachment debate, senators will vote whether to convict the president on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The Senate will most likely vote to acquit the president. Democrats say that many Republicans agreed with their arguments that President Trump was wrong to push Ukraine into a political investigation. And as the Senate prepares to wrap up this impeachment trial, President Trump took center stage for the annual State of the Union address. Mr. Trump focused on the nation's economy, immigration, and trade. President Trump also acknowledged a number of guests in attendance, including Charles McGee. He is one of the last surviving members of the Tuskegee Airmen. The president gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh. Also on the political front in Iowa, most of the results of the caucus have now been tabulated and released. And right now, former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg is leading the race. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is in close second. The final count is expected later today. But even without an official winner, candidates have shifted their focus to New Hampshire, where there is a debate Friday and a primary next week.